A very warm welcome to everybody who is joining us today. And thank you for this time to work around your health and well-being. So today's session, we are just going to talk and give some information to you about understanding your bodies well, supporting your hormonal balances, reducing your stress, which is very important nowadays, and also learning some simple practices that will help you to feel stronger, healthier, and even more connected to yourself in everyday stage of life. So I'm very grateful for joining both of us here today. And I hope this session is going to give you some awareness, some confidence, and some practical tools which you can carry into your daily life. So let's begin this with an open mind, a calm breath, and you will have last few minutes in case you have any questions to ask Dr. Tanmayie. We are very grateful, in fact, to her also to take out this time on her Sunday when she is traveling somewhere out for a seminar. And she just took this time out to give us some information. So we have with us Dr. Tanmayie Reddy, who is a gynecologist with the prestigious British qualification, who is here to help women of all ages to understand their bodies and live more vibrantly. So thank you so much, Dr. Tanmayie, once again.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you for having me. This feels really great. And I'm really looking forward to share my insights with all you ladies.
All right, thank you. So I will start. I have few questions which
Sure.
I had constantly getting from my users. Like I work on the platform as My Yoga Vibe, and it's a
Yes.
women wellness health tech platform where we give classes and guidance to women to live managing their hormones well, and even to manage any kind of stress. And I constantly get few questions which I feel I'm not the best person to answer, and that's why I thought we can have you here to answer those questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So just want to understand, Dr. Tanmayie, why are hormonal imbalances becoming so common in young girls nowadays? In fact, we see
Okay.
from the very young age, girls are facing this issue nowadays.
Yeah. So, at the first glance, it might seem like a 15-year-old and a 50-year-old don't have much in common when it comes to health. But the truth is, we're all connected by one single very powerful system, our hormones. Right. So, our hormones are like, in movies, they show like the background music playing and the life going on. So, there's something like that. So when it goes very smoothly, when the melody is very smooth, we feel very energetic, very vibrant, very happy. But when our hormones get a little mixed up, our bodies will usually let us know.
Mm-hmm.
So today, let's talk about how those hormones are, usually affecting from the very young age to, like later, like in menopause or something. But the foundation is always the young girls. So let's start with that. So the transition into puberty and early womanhood, it's usually a very massive milestone. It can also feel like a big roller coaster ride. So in
Mm-hmm.
those first few years of getting a period, it's incredibly common for the hormones to be a little chaotic, right? So girl's body is essentially learning how to navigate a brand new communication system inside her. But
Correct.
when lifestyle factors like school stress, lack of sleep, or processed carb foods, if when they all come into the play, all these hormones are like, thrown into a mix. That's when you actually start seeing hormonal imbalances. So this shows up as irregular
Mm-hmm.
periods, painful cycles, sudden acne, and intense mood swings, and they feel like they're impossible to control. So
Right.
to all the mothers who are watching this today, I really want to let you know when the girl's body is trying to figure things out, you do not have to suffer silently through those miserable cycles. A bumpy start is common, but pain and constant exhaustion should not be normalized. So we need to support our young girls rather than telling them to just deal with it. So good sleep, healthy eating habits, regular exercises, these are something that can really, help to maintain those hormonal imbalances.
Sorry, Dr. Tanvi, we just missed on the last line because there was some disturbance in the network. Can you just say that again? What was that for the
Yeah,
young
so
girls?
I was just saying that good sleep, healthy eating habits, regular exercise. These are very important to keep your body very energetic. Once your body is energetic, I feel like all your hormones will come back into play.
Correct, correct. True, very true. That is the very initial stage when the girls can
Yes,
start taking care of themselves so that they later don't get into a lot of hormonal imbalances in the body.
right.
True, very true. With this, the next concern I have is what exactly is endometriosis? Because that is again a lot of women who are facing this issue. Even young girls I have seen they have started getting the symptoms of endometriosis,
Mhm.
and it's also that it's very tough to reverse it. So,
Yeah,
what exactly is that, and how do you think it can affect your daily life, and what can be done? Again, as you said, that sleep pattern, lifestyle is very important. So, if you can just throw a little more light on this.
sure. So, as we move into our 20s and 30s, our bodies again start facing new challenges. So, there's
Mm-hmm.
specific roadblocks that I usually see that women are concerned about. Endometriosis sounds really scary, but it's not actually that scary. So, every month inside the woman's uterus, there is a soft lining that grows and it sheds out during a period. So, for women with endometriosis, the same cells that are growing inside your uterus are usually found outside, like on the ovaries, on the fallopian tubes, or on the pelvic wall.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it's time for the period, these display cells they have nowhere else to go. They're stuck there. From the uterus, they come out. From the ovaries and fallopian tubes, they cannot come out. So that's when there is inflammation, swelling, severe twisting pain. And usually people think it's just a bad period. But it's actually not a bad period. It's a legitimate medical condition and it requires proper diagnosis, care, and a lot of empathy. And again, all this is because of hormonal imbalance. So I wouldn't say that there is no cure to it. There definitely is. So diagnosing early would, I would say, give it a 98% cure. But
Mm-hmm.
so endometriosis also comes in different stages. So once you reach the higher stage, like stage 3, stage 4, then you don't have a complete cure, but there are definitely medicines and procedures that can ease your pain
Okay.
and help you maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Okay. So, what is the earliest stage when we get endometriosis, and till when we can expect that we have endometriosis, and how do we come to know? Because I've seen that many women they are not aware they have this, but when they
Yeah,
have gone for some body checkup or some scanning, they come to know that they have this condition, which
yeah.
is already
So
delayed now.
yeah, so endometriosis is not something that you can diagnose by yourself. It's a diagnostic conclusion. Like if you go to your gynae, you tell her suddenly my periods have started causing a lot of stomach ache, abdominal pain, lower back pain. I never had this before.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one sign. So
Okay.
something changed, right? Something suddenly changed. And endometriosis is usually not like you'll get it, like you'll recognize it in just 1 month. It
Mm-hmm.
it like takes a little time, like a month, like 3 months, 4 months. It's like that. So suddenly, when your cells are growing on your ovaries or your fallopian tubes, it's not when you realize that, oh, I might have endometriosis, or oh, I'm getting the stomach ache because I have endometriosis. No. So it's a cycle. 3 4 months later, when your cells start becoming really big, that is
Mm-hmm.
when they start putting pressure on the lining of those particular organs, and that is when you start feeling the pain. And when you go to your gynae and she'll ask you for a scan, and when you get a scan done, only then you can confirm the diagnosis of endometriosis. We cannot do it by ourselves. So
Okay.
anytime you're having a bad period, thinking you have a bad period, bad stomach cramps, and all that for like maybe 2 months, 3 months, I'd suggest you going to your gynae and getting it checked, get a scan done, get it diagnosed properly, and then go ahead with it.
Got it. So
Yeah,
definitely stomach aches should not be ignored in
ignored. Yes.
happening every month.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, we need to observe our body very carefully and not to let go any kind of discomfort.
Yes.
True, right? All right. With the same hormonal imbalance concern, we have also seen a stubborn belly fat increase around the abdomen, especially in women when they are heading towards their perimenopause. And we work really hard to curb that. We just see why my belly is growing so big. We don't understand. So why is it only
True.
around the belly?
So, like we spoke about the first major roadblock, that's endometriosis. This is one universal frustration. This is another roadblock, the stubborn belly fat. There's so many women who come asking, why is it whenever I gain weight, it goes straight into my abdomen?
Hmm.
So, from a hormonal perspective, your body naturally starts prioritizing fat storage around your stomach when the hormones shift or they fluctuate. More importantly, when you're chronically stressed, our body releases a hormone called cortisol. Pretty sure everybody knows about this hormone called cortisol. So, cortisol explicitly signals our body to hold the fat right around the stomach. This is a survival mechanism. So, there is one small missing link that connects our belly fat, bloating, hormones. This is our gut health.
Hmm.
So, when your body is in chronic stress, it releases something called cortisol, which also plays a role in our gut health. So, if we have a clear gut and no bloating, and we feel energetic, we help to curb the production of cortisol.
Hmm.
So, all this again comes down to stress. It's not like, and it can happen in any age. It's not like women and going to their menopause or during the perimenopause. It's not like that. It happens in any age. It can happen to girls around 13, 14 years who just hit puberty. It can also go to adolescents. It happens in like reproductive age women. So the major factor in all of this is stress.
Yeah. True, because there's so much woman is taking care nowadays. There's so much happening around her, so it just moves down to taking stress, which we
Yes.
definitely don't realize that we are getting into stress. We feel we are doing everything correct, but stress is something which is not visible, but it does
Yes.
impact the body internally
Yeah.
drastically.
Because stress actually makes all our hormones very chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Because our like our nervous system is something that regulates the hormones. Your nervous system is disturbed, all your hormones are disturbed.
Absolutely true.
Yes.
So, when you talk about gut health, which is very important for stress management, definitely we have to work around and take care. But any tips you can give to manage the gut health, to manage constipation?
um, yeah, definitely, but I would also want to give you a little insight about why gut health is important, especially in the reproductive and the perimenopausal women. So
Mm-hmm.
did you know that the gut is actually responsible for clearing out all your excess hormones that you
Mm-hmm.
don't need in your body? Nobody usually thinks about it. Like when there are excessive hormones getting produced, where are they going? Right. So the gut is the one that clears out all the excess hormones. So when estrogen has done its job, the body sends it to the gut to be eliminated. So
Correct.
when we are like struggling with chronic constipation or chronic stress, it causes traffic jams in your body. The waste
Mhm.
has nowhere to go. So your
Right.
body actually reabsorbs all this old estrogen back into your bloodstream, worsening hormonal imbalances, bloating, fatigue, and all of this. And to handle constipation, we have to look beyond, taking laxatives or once you're diagnosed with it, go take medicines, go take laxatives. No, that's not how we have to deal with it. We
Mm-hmm.
have to flood our bodies with crazy, crazy enough amount of hydration. Hydrating fluids are one very important thing. Fiber rich foods like, avocados, nuts, chia seeds, all our tur dal, all this. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to take at least 20 to 30 grams of fiber every single day. This is the recommended dose, like recommended amount of fiber that we need for our body to, not get into the constipated mode and to keep things very smooth. And again, regular movement always keeps the digestion moving.
That was a very important take because now it is so much around protein, take protein, that people are just focusing on the measurements of protein.
Yeah.
But fiber is definitely getting ignored somewhere, and that's
Yes.
very important for the gut health. And what
And
you said
fiber,
is very good, that it just, yeah, you are saying something. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
and fiber is something that is very easily available in the foods that we eat.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we have at home has a little amount of fiber. It's just that you have to mix and match things and, get enough fiber for yourself. That is one very important thing. It's not like protein. You don't have to take supplements and you don't have to, eat only like meat or eggs or paneer or something like that. Fiber is something that is available in every single ingredient that we actually have in our Indian homes.
Mm-hmm. So more of a staple diet is always good to take,
Yes. Yeah.
maintain the health of the body.
True.
And I was saying what you said is very important and good for the users. In fact, for me also to tell to the users and the users who are here that gut health helps you to eliminate the excess unrequired hormones from the body.
Yes.
So that's a very good point. Thank you so much for that. Uh, so when we talk about gut health, which is getting impacted because of the hormonal health, the gut health is spoiling, and that is all coming from the stress. So, do you want to say something to our viewers how important it is to manage the stress, and especially for women who always ignores her health? Her health comes
Yeah.
first for her.
Yeah. So when a woman is under chronic stress, whether it's from work, family, lack of sleep, her body tends to go into survival mode. It's like the fight and flight response.
Mm-hmm.
It assumes you're in danger. Once your body goes into survival mode, it assumes that you're always in danger, and it
Mm-hmm.
shifts all its resources towards survival and completely sidelining reproductive health. So let's think of our body like a house. If the house is on fire, like high stress, the body isn't going to worry about remodeling your master bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about it like your reproductive system. It completely shuts down all the high quality hormone production to save its own life.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'd say is managing stress is not a luxury. It's an absolute foundation for keeping all your hormones in harmony. Happy hormones, happy body, happy life. This is one thing I cannot stress enough upon. It's like you take care of your family, your kids, your work. But ultimately, if you don't take care of yourself and your life gets chaotic, you wouldn't have enough energy or enough time to take care of something else, even though it's
Right.
important for you. So yes, that one thing is very important. Taking care of yourself is the one thing, one best gift that a woman can give to herself in her entire life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And any tips from your end how women can manage their stress? See,
So,
women, I feel they don't realize that they are into stress, as I told you earlier. So, any tips from your end which you can suggest women to check out on their stress hormones and make
yeah.
sure that they're
So
staying?
it's not like women don't know they're stressed. Every woman knows she's stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's just a starting point, or even she reaches that peak, the saturation point, she still knows she's in stress. She just tends to ignore it. She just thinks that it's fine, it's okay. So, no, it's not. It's not okay. You're very important to yourself, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and there is no way we can ignore stress. Stress is there around us. It's like air.
Mm-hmm.
Stress is like air. It's always there, 24 into 7. It's there. Even when you're sleeping, there are a lot of people who can't fall asleep because they're stressed. See, so stress is something very important. So if you feel like you're not able to keep up with it, I'd say don't ignore it. You have to go meet a doctor. You don't have to take medicines like what you're doing. Yoga, go out for a walk, just take some time out for yourself. Just sit in the room, close your eyes, write down stuff. All these will not eliminate stress, but they'd help you to, decrease or reduce the levels of stress that your body has.
Correct. Giving that self time to oneself is very important.
Yes. Yeah.
That does help to not eliminate, as you said, but implications will be lower of this.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Okay. This was good that we understand how important it is to manage stress. As you said, we all know, we just tend to ignore. So there we have to take this step forward and to work around our health, to spend some time, to give some me time. And the best way I feel is to jot down things, listen to some
Yes.
music, or maybe just work out with yourself, because that's the best time you can observe your body more carefully than when you are in any other activity.
Right.
So true. Two more insights we want. I know you are running out of time, so I'll not take much time of yours.
It's okay.
What changes happen during perimenopause? See, we have seen that now perimenopause, which was to come in 50s after you have crossed 50 or late 40s, is now heading after 35 or around 35 only. We have started seeing women facing these symptoms of perimenopause, and they don't accept they are into this. So,
Right.
how do you suggest that we can observe those changes and understand this is what happening in our body? And even with perimenopause and menopause, and
Okay.
what exactly is the time when we can expect, okay, I can be in this phase?
Okay. So eventually, every woman reaches that major evolutionary step. That's the menopause. It's exactly like puberty. You,
Mm-hmm.
uh, menopause is as important to in a woman's life like puberty was, right? So the average age for menopause is usually between 45 and 51.
Okay.
Okay. And menopause is usually defined as something that is when you have 12 consecutive months without a period, like that is 1 year. No spotting, no bleeding, no getting period once, like after 6 months. No. Once you have a 12-year gap, a 12-month gap, that is a year gap without periods, usually we consider it as menopause. Okay. But there is a transition phase.
Mm-hmm.
That transition phase is called perimenopause, and it can usually begin 10 years before you hit menopause. Let's say
Oh.
you're hitting menopause at 45.
Mm-hmm.
You can see your perimenopause starting from 35 to 38, somewhere between. And the perimenopausal phase is usually there for 10 whole years. And that's when you actually start realizing that, my body is uh, going down on hormonal levels. Like that's when estrogen levels fluctuate widely. Those 10 years, the estrogens go crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
you start having hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, sudden mood changes, irritability. You would have already had all this before, but those 10 years, they increase like crazy. You just feel like something's different, something's going wrong. So that's how it is. So that's when you start to realize that, oh, I might be hitting menopause. And like you said, the age of menopause has shifted. That's actually not true because if 98% of the people have menopause right, like at the right age, there are only about 1 to 2% of people who have menopause early. And that is because
Mm-hmm.
of a family history. Let me say, if, for example, I'm going to hit menopause at 40, if I say, my mother, my grandmother, my grandmother's mother, they would have all had it in the same pattern. Second is your reproductive health. There are women who have issues like ovarian disorders. So your ovary suddenly it stops producing the egg.
Mm-hmm.
So when the egg doesn't fertilize, you get your period. But when there is no egg at all, there is no period.
Mm-hmm.
So you hit menopause. So when we are born, our ovary is born with a number of eggs, which are released every month. There's only one egg released every month, right? When your
Mm-hmm.
eggs are over before time, you hit menopause, right? And it doesn't have to be very scary. Like hitting menopause 5 years before your actual age is still okay. It's not
Okay.
like it's not like, oh, I already hit menopause. What do I do now? No, it's not that chaotic. It's actually okay. And all these symptoms can definitely be managed medically or again with all the other helpful practices. Yeah.
Okay. So, with that, just the last question I have is medically, when you said, when is what exactly is hormonal replacement therapy, which we keep hearing, and when this is suggested, how do we know when is the right time for this?
So because these symptoms can heavily impact the quality of women's life, this is one question I get asked all the time. What is HRT or what is hormone replacement therapy? Is it suggested? When is it the right time? So first, let's simplify what HRT is. Think of it as a way to top up your estrogen and progesterone. Your body has stopped making, it's no longer making it, and it helps to smooth out the rough, rocky transition phase. Many people associate menopause only with hot flashes, but the most common um, exhausting symptom the woman face are aches, stiffness, joint pains, right? And estrogen plays a massive hidden role in our musculoskeletal health. It acts
Okay.
as a natural anti-inflammatory. It helps to maintain our cartilage. It cushions the joints. It helps as a lubricant to make it flexible. So when estrogen levels plummet during menopause, women often wake up feeling stiff, sore, experiencing deep joint pains in their knees, hips, hands, and sometimes they misinterpret it to be arthritis. So this is exactly where HRT shines. By restoring those estrogen levels, it directly reduces the systematic inflammation, it protects the cartilage, and it also relieves that joint pain. And beyond just soothing the pains, HRT also provides a vital shield for your bones, preventing rapid bone density loss, which usually causes osteoporosis, right?
Okay.
So, when do you think is the right time for it? So, there is one golden window period. The golden window period for HRT typically is right at the start of your menopause or during your perimenopausal period. That is usually within 10 years of your menopausal transition, like I told, right? And generally before the age of 60. So after 60,
Okay.
we don't really ask a woman to start HRT, right?
Mhm.
So when started during this window and under the guidance of your doctor, it is really safe and very effective. There are a lot of, superstitions, so many myths going around saying HRT is, you have to take so many medicines, it's not good for you. It's actually no. Taking HRT is really good for a woman because at that age, when your bone density is going down, when your heart health is going down, when your gut health is going down, giving it the hormones that your body has been giving it to all these years through an external source will help to maintain all of this. So all
Okay.
these years you've been very healthy because you had all these hormones in place.
Mhm.
Now you want to be healthy, give the hormones back to its body. So that's, how it works. Yeah.
So we do not face any side effects of HRT, right? Because I've seen
So you
women who
see,
want.
every medicine has some kind of side effects. I would never say that you'll never have any side effects in your life, but it's all different. It's
Mhm.
different for different people. So I would not suggest HRT for somebody who's taking cancer treatment, for suppose, or who had breast cancer or uterus cancer. So I wouldn't because it aggravates the symptoms, like side effects for them, not symptoms. So there are always pros and cons to every medicine. So that
Mhm.
is why I mentioned that you have to do it under the guidance of a doctor,
All
right? So
right.
that they can know how and when to start, what to give, what drugs to give you, and all that.
Mhm. Okay. All right. That was a very good insight. Thank you so much, Dr. Tanmay. Just
No problem.
we open up. If anybody has question, you can just mute yourself and ask. Okay, I think that's we have clarified quite a number of doubts of the users. We will really look forward to keep connecting to you and keep giving insights on women body more.
Yeah, Shweta, just before I sign off,
Mm-hmm.
um, I wanted to talk something about what you are doing, right? Because not a lot of people take up this initiative, and not a lot of people are actually interested in women's health. It is
Mm-hmm.
a topic of discussion, but not a lot of people, do it. And
Correct.
what you're doing with your yoga platform is absolutely amazing. So I also want to tell people why yoga is important. Do we have a minute?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, like we spoke about sleep, we spoke about food. So, alongside sleep and food, we also have to move with intention. That is something I truly believe. Even though I don't practice on a regular basis, I really make it a point to tell my people, like my ladies, that moving with intention is really important. And many of us think that to fix a body, we have to push them to the limit at the gym. But when your hormones are already out of balance, your body doesn't need a battle, it needs a reset. So, mindful movement like yoga isn't about burning calories. I feel like it's more about telling your nervous system that it's safe.
Mhm.
And when yoga combines physical movement with deep regulated breathing, it instantly tells your brain that it's safe. It lowers the stress hormones that causes the inflammation, physically lubricates your stiff joint like an alternative for HRT. And it
Mhm.
also recharges your battery when you feel entirely drained. And I always feel you're 16 or 60 or 50, yoga meets your body exactly where it is supposed to. So I feel that our bodies are incredibly resilient, but they require us to listen to them too. No matter what age you are today, I feel like if you look after your sleep, manage your stress, and remember that your daily lifestyle is the most potent prescription you will ever get.
Mhm.
So, I wish I can do yoga on a regular basis, but with my timings, again, I'm giving an excuse. I don't want anybody else to give that excuse. So, I really hope that whatever you're doing is helping all the women around you. And good job.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanmayie. We would like definitely want you very soon on the platform to practice with us.
Sure.
And as Dr. Tanmayie had said, guys, that's very important that when the entire system works towards handling the nervous system, this is one tool we give to our body so that the focus shifts and it comes back to the other systems of your body. So true, I think we have one user, Dr. Tanmayie, who wants to ask a question. If you just have two
Sure.
moments.
Yeah, please.
Neetu, you have some doubt?
Okay, I think. Like you said, menopause in some cases may come at the age of 35. So chances and under what situation menopause? Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So
like stress or like factors, I just wanted to know, like what are factors and what percent of chances are there? Like you said, menopause comes at, in some cases, menopause comes at age of 35. Like
right,
starting, you said, no, in rare, like in some cases. So I just wanted to
right.
understand that.
Yeah. So the one very important thing that you have to see is, does if you have a sister who's elder to you, your mother, your grandmother, or your mother's side of the family I'm talking about, like your mother's sisters and all. So if you feel like they've had hit menopause before the age, like let's say around 30, 35, or 40, that is one of the biggest thing you have to consider, that you might get your menopause early too. And if all of
Okay.
them had menopause early and you have menopause early, it has absolutely nothing to do with your hormones or your body. It's just genetics.
Okay. So
Second
it's
thing,
more like genetic hereditary, right?
yes, it's more in 98% of the
Okay.
cases, it's genetics. But there are
Okay. Okay.
like 2%, there's a chance where you have health, like reproductive disorders, like ovarian
Mm-hmm.
disorders or cancers,
Okay.
or treated for cancer or something like this. Then, yes, you can also expect your menopause earlier.
Okay. So, like, if it's not like any kind of disorders are there, or it's not hereditary, like genetic, you said. So, in
Hmm.
that cases, like, also like chances are there to like menopause occurs at age of 35, or it's just like
Yeah, sometimes
it's
sometimes
genetic.
you sometimes everything's absolutely fine with you, but your body just decides
Yeah.
that I've done enough. I don't want to produce anymore. I don't have any more eggs left to produce, so I'm going to hit menopause. So, like I already told, when you're born with a certain number of eggs, and every year, every month, when one egg comes out, there are no
Yeah.
more eggs inside. They reproduce. Like when you get a cut on your skin, the cells reproduce, right?
Yes.
But once your egg comes out, that's it. So if you're born with
Okay.
100 eggs and your 100 eggs are over by the age of 25, you'll hit menopause at 26. So that
Okay,
can happen at
it's
25,
like
30, 35.
the early our like cycle started, the early it will go.
Not true. It's
Okay,
not like everybody is born with 100 eggs. It's
okay,
not like that.
okay. It
So
depends upon body.
yeah, it depends on your body. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, just one more question we have, Dr. Tanmayie. Can you please tell a bit on perimenopause? There is so much talk about these days and it's very confusing. Shweta, we had covered this. I think Dr. Tanmayie had just covered, but maybe you might have missed. We'll just give a one-liner on that. If you just a quick information you can give Dr. Tanmayie on this. How,
Yeah.
because
So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, because I understand, as Neetu also said, and as Shweta is asking, there's a lot of confusion around understanding if they have hit perimenopause, they are into menopause. So you had
Hmm.
given a good insight, just
Hmm.
quickly and wrap that up in a few lines.
Yeah. So like I said, perimenopause is a period of 10 years before you hit menopause. It can start anytime. It can start at 35. So till 45, you'll have perimenopause and then you'll have your menopause. So how you'll actually know you're in perimenopause is when you're highly irritable, you'll have hot flashes, you have night sweats, you have erratic mood swings. So these are a couple of things that you can concentrate on to know if you're hitting menopause or if you're in that perimenopausal zone.
Okay, got it. And they can connect to their gynec and they can talk if they
Yes.
need HRT for their system, right?
Yes.
And take
Yeah.
a call for that. Okay. We are done with the time, guys, but one last question again we have with Rishita. We'll just try to cover this. Why weight loss is very difficult with hormonal imbalances.
Yeah, like I already said, when you're having hormonal imbalances, that means your body is in stress, your body is in survival mode. Losing weight as a human for us is not something your body wants. So your body needs more fat to give you more energy. So when your body is already in survival mode, it doesn't repair your body. It doesn't tend to repair your body. All it can do and all your mind can think about is, how do I survive this?
Mm,
Right? How do I give the body more energy? How do I convert glucose into energy, or anything that is going into your mouth is always getting converted into energy. And once your body starts converting your fats into energy, you'll keep accumulating fat. That is why no matter how hard you try to lose weight, if your body is in chronic stress, it's only in survival mode. It will not help you lose weight. So for you to lose weight, first you have to get rid of those hormonal issues that you have. I mean, I wouldn't say get 100% rid of it, but you have to, give your body something. Maybe that's exactly when sleep and your working out and all comes into play. You have to give your body something to feel like you're fine. You're not in stress. You're not in survival mode. Just chill. And when your body chills, your hormonal issues are corrected. That's actually when you can lose weight.
absolutely. So, guys, it's very important to manage your hormones well, because with managing hormones, the most important hormone which gets impacted is your stress hormone, and when that gets disrupted, it starts harassing the other systems of your body. So
Right.
try to follow a good lifestyle, getting up on time, sleeping on time. With the new generation now, we see that late night waking up, late night. So all these has to be taken care, because young girls, very important for you. It's your foundation age. Take good
Yeah.
care of yourself so that later on you don't get into massive destruction of your hormone system.
Right.
So thank you so much, Dr. Tanmayie, for taking out this time, and thank you so much, everybody, to be here and to clear your doubts. It was really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Dr. Tanmayie, you can leave from the class. We will just have
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much.
so much. All right, so I think we are just left with 10 minutes of time. and practicing for 25 minutes will be difficult. If you guys can turn on the camera, and if I see you guys there on the camera, I can give you some meditation and breathwork practice. In case it's hard for you, it's totally all right. We can start meeting from tomorrow. All right, then we'll meet tomorrow again. Thank you so much for this time.
Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you, Mohana.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta.
It was a
Thank
good
you, guys.
session. Yeah.
Thank you so much.